Thank you for listening to this training audio. This recording is by members of the youth team and guest youth leaders John Robb, Lucy Skelton and Ali Demet, sharing their thoughts on balancing the need for online youth work to be missional, therefore accessible to visitors, while seeking to create a space that young people are safe to share, be open and be discipled. We hope that this podcast informs, inspires and encourages you as you seek new ways to reach and disciple young people.
I just wanted to ask, I don't know if Ali might have just started to answer the question really, and maybe going back to something John touched on before in terms of just some of the age restrictions, and it seems to be a little bit harder with the under 13s, maybe accessing things, and kind of picked up a common thread that you were all thinking you just wanted to kind of start by, in a sense, gathering your young people and keeping some kind of consistency and kind of taking what happened on Friday or Sunday morning or whenever, and just trying to kind of kick off by making that happen in an online environment. And I guess then just my question then really is, are you kind of maybe Ali, because you've already got going, you might find it a bit easier to answer the question. Have you kind of thought through some of those next steps in terms of just kind of making it accessible to more people, in a sense, you know, that you maybe don't have to jump through all the hoops of getting consent, but something that, you know, you can kind of broadcast so younger people can attend, thinking about young people whose parents might not come to church, so, you know, anyone can just kind of see what's happening. So just any thoughts on that?
Yeah, because I think that's the awesome opportunity with this. So we had two young people last night, one who has never come to our Thursday nights, has come to some stuff, but never to Thursday nights. She was there last night with consent from her mum. And also a girl, the sister of one of our team, who's a student, and she's had to go back home. She doesn't have a youth group where she lives. And then she was there last night with her sister, and again, had permission from her mum. So I think the opportunity to reach more people is really massive. Then it's hard, isn't it? Because you think in an open access situation, if it was just the doors are open, people could just bring their friends and you would have like some, you know, get phone numbers, but, you know, you wouldn't necessarily have to fill out an entire consent form there to join the group forever if it was so it is trying to think through the logistics of that. I've sort of said in the consent that the parents have sent that they are responsible for the young people to use Zoom properly, and that they can't share the Zoom link without permission from us. So I think that's how I've landed it. So if they want to say, can I invite my friend, then I would be able to say yes, and then I know that person is coming because they are coming with that person. Sort of like, I think it definitely could get a bit grey, but at the same time, because it is a visual thing, because initially I just thought I'll send the link to the young people rather than to the parents, for safeguarding reasons, because not all parents are DBS'd. But then afterwards I thought, well, that's stupid, because if a parent turned up, we'd see them, so we could just boot them out. So, I mean, that's the thing as well. There is the potential you can just boot people out and not allow them back in. And also what's super safe about Zoom is that anyone in here will not have any contact details of anybody else, unlike, say, WhatsApp, when you can see everybody's phone number. So I think I would really highly recommend seeing if church will pay for you guys, or church to have a premium account, because what you can then do as a host is so much more. And and then all these kind of issues could be solved, because again, it would just be the same as if someone's in your group, they were messing around, you could just say, oh, thanks for coming, you know, maybe come back next week, but for now you're gone, you know. Like, you wouldn't be that harsh, but you know what I mean, like, there's still parameters, you've still got things you could do. I guess some people were worried. I know Alad's school, because he uses Office 365 and he wanted stuff to do with Teams, but his school were nervous about doing it because maybe for safeguarding reasons, like maybe would young people record things or etc. But that could be true of any youth group setting. Someone could whack their phone out and start recording you. So I think
I guess one of the key things, particularly with Zoom, is that, and bear in mind we're recording, actually, like, you can record it, but one of the key things is that I guess we'd all condone the fact that you're not to record. because actually that's not what you're asking permission for. You're asking to meet those young people, not to record what goes on and whatever. And I think that's one thing that comes through really strongly from the advice we've seen in a lot of places, but equally the stuff that Worcester have produced, the stuff like all the guidelines say don't record when you're meeting with young people. So I think that's one of the big things in it. And if we're trying to alleviate that, it's trying to stop young people from doing that as well. So yeah, that's amazing. Anyone else? Sorry, I realised Ali answered on that, on what Andy had asked. Are there the other of you want to jump in on that?
Until I've sort of done one, I don't think I've got much to add really on that. I think it's really good advice there, Ali. Thank you. As we sort of guide our way through this and work it all out, and it's definitely something. Getting a premium Zoom account, we've talked about as staff. Like, do we need it? And actually, I think if you have so much more control and options, I think then it's definitely worth getting. Yeah, I've just messaged our operations manager to say, actually, is there a way we can do consent through Church Suite for parents, so she knows everything I've discovered, so she'll be able to help me with that. But yeah, I think that's really key. I think you were saying, Ali, about consent and parents and being able to kick people out is really important, that we still have that ability to keep them safe. Yeah. So with the recording on Zoom, is it only the host that can do record?
Yeah, that's right.
I think so. Yeah, because at the moment I can't record. Oh no, I could actually record. Yeah, so but there'll be options within it when you set the meeting up that will say participants cannot record. For sure, I've seen that. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things that you can stop people from doing if you're the host.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Right, I just trust you all. That's all.
We hope that you've enjoyed listening to this talk. For more resources and training, please visit the resource area at bdeducation.org.uk.